just want to show you guys a new video system I'd like to get up and running at some of the conferences. This allowed me to actually record things live and have the video pretty much dumped out as an MP4 to the desktop as I record, which also simplifies things. Right here I'm just testing to make sure everything stays in sync. The biggest problem with the system I have right now, and this is a problem I don't think Skydog's going to have because he's got some direct VGA capture devices which I don't think lag, is I have to add a time delay in this to make everything function. Otherwise, well, let me show you. The Elgato is always going to lag behind, and here's what video equipment I actually have hooked up to make this all function. The Elgato's down there on the floor, which may not come out in the video, and I have this El Crapo Diamond knockoff. I want to say it's a DV 500 or something. The problem is I have several of these, and some are better quality control than others. One of the other ones I had on here introduced a bunch of noise that I had to get rid of. So I got another one of the ones I have, and it's being used to capture the camera, and Elgato's being used for the slides, and I have a VGA to DVI down there. But there's a few problems with the way this is done, and one of the problems with Elgato's is it's always lagging a little bit behind, so I have to take my live video feed and do some adjustments with it. So I've had to delay it by 1,265 milliseconds. That's going to vary depending on what hardware you have. But I had to put a delay on it so that it would sync back up with the slide video. Well, that's no big loss. And right now it should be dumping it out to the desktop as an MP4. The nice thing about this is there's all sorts of things you can do. You can set up each scene. You can edit the scene while you're in it. For instance, I could click on this one and click Edit Scene, drag a window around. I can add images, as you can see here. I can go in and change text. So if we have like a different speaker, I could type in some other type of text in there. Instead of Adrian was here, Iron Geek was here. You know, whatever when you do, change out speakers. So that's a pretty nifty little piece of software. And this is all free. This is a package called Open Broadcaster. I have the URL up there on the screen. And it's very nifty. However, the mouse on this particular, I should say the trackpad on this particular laptop is not so nifty. Oh, you can also do a desktop capture though, since I'm capturing from the same machine right now. It looks a little odd. One thing I keep in mind with that though, you got to have your audio source there too, which in this case is my video from the camera. But yeah, you can sit there and edit things on the fly. You can do stuff like edit transparency of different things on the screen. Like I can set this down to like 25%, so if we want to have the speaker kind of a ghostly thing behind the in front of the slides, we can do that. Move stuff around on the fly. All in all, it's a nifty package, and like I said, it's open source, and the developer seems to keep working on it, making it a little bit better. Like I've had some problems last week getting all this stuff to function, but now it's working. I don't know if I'll have enough stuff at DerbyCon to be able to really use it, but by the time HackerCon and SkydogCon roll around, I should be able to manage something. At least so I hope. Let me set that transparency back, otherwise it's going to look weird when I switch between screens. I'm using something called a global source, and if you edit the properties in a global source, it affects all the other scenes you've set up. I'm also trying to test to make sure my lips stay in sync, because I've had to do some work to be able to get the Elgato to sync up with the camera, though surprisingly it's working pretty well. When I was doing some tests last week, I think I let it run for like an hour and a half, and after about that amount of time, I think it was off by still less than a second, maybe 2 seconds. I don't recall now, but yeah, pretty good. And well, it's free. This software package is a whole lot like I think what Kerbob is using down in Carolina Con. I told him a couple years ago about something called Video Blaster, which I didn't want to use myself because it was kind of expensive and I'm cheap. But this does pretty much everything I need Video Blaster to do, and it's open source. So now it's Windows only to my knowledge, but you know, take what you can get, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job of it. I can composite the video the way I want, do it live, dump out an MP4. You can even stream with it, which is actually its core purpose. I'm just going to use it for recording con videos and be able to do cool things like edit it on the fly and move stuff around and, you know, do goofy things like that. But yeah, definitely check out the project. There's the URL. Most of the scenes I'll probably have will look something like that. Um, but yeah, move this around. Seems to capture slides okay. Let's go ahead and focus it back on the screen, and hopefully by the time this video is finished, that timer is still going to look the same on both screens and there wasn't some kind of drift. My one fear is that the Elgato, while I know it's delayed, if it's not delayed a constant number of milliseconds, then things might get skewed as time goes by. So far though, it seems to be running pretty well, and I think it's going to be just fine for the purposes we have at conferences. But like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to have this up and running by DerbyCon, but especially I need some extra hardware to make it all function. But I think by HackerCon and SkyDogCon we'll be able to get this thing functioning. But thank you much for your time.